Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up. This is the second time I've had to start recording. First time I mentioned my nom problem with my being and all that. It got the whole video taken down. And so I accidentally used it the first time I was recording that term, which is near to sounding like if you have a visit from Ms. Hanor Connexia. And that word got the whole video taken down, so I'm not going to ever say that word. But still, I struggle with that. I struggle with my weight, and boy, over the last 2 days, it has been raining. I brought up that whole nom issue for a reason. Yesterday, first part of the day, sunny. I walked to the store, bought some junk, box of donuts. Came back. It started raining. I keep no food in here or I will eat it. I have no self-control. So I just slam both sides of the vent as I'm falling. It's either I nom way too much or I don't at all. And so I had to go to the store yesterday, and I went and I bought food, but it was when it was raining. And I like to walk on these gravel/dirt roads. And they were filling up as I walked to the store. I had to make some strong detours around growing puddles in the road. But I made it. Got to the store, bought some food, and then headed on back on the same roads, knowing that I was likely to have issues. But laughing to myself, part of the price of admission to walking on the gravel roads like that is the understanding that I may get very wet, sometimes possibly hurt. That's part of the price of admission. And I walked back, and I was doing pretty good, making it around roads, and my boots were wet. They were very, very wet, but they weren't wet from walking through pools. They were wet from stomping around them, vegetation. They were dealing with wet, and they were doing pretty good because they're waterproof. I've had them long enough that they've been broken in way too much in some spots, and I've worn off most of the soles, so they're no longer really fully waterproof. And I did good until I got to this one pool where I misjudged sunlight on water as thinking it was either dirt or a mat of low plants. But it was moonlight on water. And I stomped in water that came up over the top of my boots, so I got through it as quick as I could. But I could tell my feet were going to be wet. And when I got back, took off my boots, not very wet, only in a few places. If I'm not tromping through water, the boots are still okay. But I tromped through water. And for the past couple hours, I've had my boots over in front of my wall, not directly in front, far enough back that it's safe, and aimed so that the hot air is going over and then into those to try and dry them out. I had them, unfortunately, just facing upward and then turning them this way, but the opening of the boot was upward, so it had to heat up the outside of the boot to hurry up and heat up the inside, and it wasn't really. It dried off the outside of the boot pretty good. But now I have them on their sides with the opening facing toward the heater grill. And still like 2 feet away because I do not want to burn to death. Out of all the ways to die, burning is horrible. Easily the worst way to go. So I am careful when it comes to stuff like this. So no fear there. But it is 12:30 noon And I haven't been able to go walkies. I only have one pair of shoes, the boots. Now I do have a pair of older boots that I got like 6 years ago now, that I've only worn for a couple of weeks every year and then stopped wearing to try and make them last as long as possible, while I wore regular, tennis shoes out of walking. But they're in storage, and I think I need to get them out. It's just that's not going to help me right now. So I kind of got to go. Wow, that wasn't English. So I'm going to try and go walkies later, but I'm still drying out the boots. Now, there's no real drying action going on right now because I had to turn off the heater to that, because I had to turn off my fans because I want to record. And if the heat just comes out and builds up, oh boy, I'm going to die. So as soon as I'm done recording, the heat goes back on so the boots can dry out, the fans go back on so that I don't burn to death. Occasionally I've got to vent out the heat. Yay! But at least I am alive. And my boots are okay. I'm going to Walmart when I can. I'm going to go to the outdoor... Boy, it's loud outside. We're so close to the hospital where we have a bunch of emergency stuff, and there's a small airport. Occasionally it gets really loud because we're also next to a main road out there. But I'm going to be going to Walmart to the outdoor camping section, and I'm going to ask them, where's your waterproofing / hydrophobic spray so I can spray my boots? Yeah, it won't help if I go stomping through a puddle. Mostly. But if it helps any, then that's good. So thumbs up on that. That's been my day. And this over here, just thought I'd talk about this. This is the channel WATOP, WATOP. It stands for We Are Top. And the guy, I imagine he has a team, because there'd be no way to do this all yourself. But they research all sorts of stuff for various episodes, and here they're talking about the Antarctic and what's under the ice and such like that, and it's really fascinating. I mean, he's there. Now he does all of his intros to say, and I thank you for our understanding, my desire to remain anonymous. So he's really asking, he's not going to do any face reveals, and he wears a mask that covers everything but his eyes. And so that's the way he does. But apparently the ice is only like 34 million years old, which, while a very long time, is also just a short amount of time in the lifespan of our planet. And it's all because of the movement of the plates. Back when all of the continents were mushed together as Gondwana, Antarctica was nowhere near being on the pole. But with the moving of the plates over that time, Antarctica eventually made it to the bottom of the planet at the south. And then it started to cool because of just changing climate. Everything changes. And ice started building up. We don't know if there were any animals there, but it apparently has, from everything that they've seen, a beautiful landscape that was covered in plant life. And then it all died to become what we see today. And we also have a marked interest in making sure it stays frozen and dead, because if all the ice melted, that's way too much water for our planet. So, yay! But that's why I've got that going on back there. So thumbs up for that. Past that, really have not done much and been able to do much. I've played games, quite a few of them. Have I been able to remember them? No. Now, I understand ADHD / ADD, because I have the ADD part of it. My sister has the ADHD part of it. She can't sit still. I can largely sit still, but I cannot concentrate. And it's only gotten worse as I've gotten older. Funny thing is, I started, when I say funny, it's, I started withdrawing from society back before I even entered high school. I stopped watching television before high school started. It just did not interest me. at all. But I like to act on stage, which according to my therapist is actually one of those things where, because it's a controlled environment, you follow a script. Yeah, you're in front of an audience, but let me tell you, when you're acting, you don't see the audience. You're doing the play. And so I did that for a time, and then when I went into the Air Force, I did the public, what the hell is that word? Public service? It's not public service. I worked the front counter customer service. There we go. I did customer service for 4 years in the travel section. And you dealt with people constantly all day at that counter. And then I worked behind the counter at a gas station for a time. And then I worked with people for 13 years as a nurse's aide. All the while suffering from social anxieties, ADHD, my clinical depression that I've only been partially medicated for most of my life, and then with my I was going to say transference, but my neurodiverse brain, I didn't understand how to deal with people. But even though I don't understand people, I am also very good at masking. I can be charming and affable. I can be great. But it takes a horrible toll, and I have to make sure that I direct the attention, direct the conversation strongly into places where I know how to follow scripts. So, yay for that too. But yeah, so the funny part being, I did all this stuff with people, and then now I'm older, of course, and I barely can function in society. So, yay on that. Oh well. Still, though, been doing my best. And if you're still watching, I did get a comment saying I've gotten about $600. When am I going to buy a PC? Now, I've had about 500 and some odd of that dispersed. And I don't know if that's the whole total, because you get donations and then GoFundMe keeps a portion of it for themselves, which they have to pay to keep the lights on. So yeah. And then they disperse out some to you. I've got about 500 and change. I know somebody has donated another at least $20. So there is money that I have not spent yet, because trying to do it on my own is tough. I don't understand what's current anymore. I don't really want to go the all-in-one route. I've been checking and doing more things, and yeah, they're nice, but then they rapidly get outpaced, and that's the problem I've got here. This hardware here is outpaced by just reality now, and there's no real way to upgrade it. And getting an all-in-one, I could conceivably live another 30 years. And if I'm still as interested in computers and stuff all the way through that time, I don't want something that I'm going to just find as completely unusable in 5, 6, 7 years. So yeah, I need to build parts. So I went to that PcPartsPicker place. I don't understand current tech anymore. When I got married, I got pulled out of that environment because I concentrated on her. And it was a full-time job just keeping her alive. And I mean, I literally, about 25 times, had situations where I had to make a snap decision, or she was going to die. And it had to be, from the choice of 5 or 6 things, and only one of them is going to keep her alive. What do? I managed to make that correct choice all the time. I concentrated on her. I don't know what's a good CPU anymore. I don't know what's good for price to what performance. There we go. So I am really confused, and while I have Is my brother-in-law now that my wife died? I don't know. And if they are, then it's a nephew by marriage who's like almost 40 now. He's the only real one I know that I could talk to about all this stuff, but he's got his own life, and their father is not in the best of health. And that's also a big concern that he spends a lot of his time and effort on. And I feel bad where the only times I contact this guy is to say, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? And it's never anything else. Thing is, though, I don't contact anybody except for my sister via phone, my one of my children via messaging on Facebook. That's it. So I want to be able to get a computer all put together, but I'm at the point now where I'm kind of, I need to figure out how to get it all put together with like the PC parts picker. I don't mind getting the computer parts all here and then dragging it off to one of those computer repair places in town and saying, can you put it together, please? So I'm going to contact my nephew by marriage, this almost 40-year-old man that I only see, well, it's been a long time since the last time I've seen him. So who knows? Hard to say what's going to happen that way. Otherwise, if you are online, if you know computer parts, if you could go to like the PC parts picker and get me a system that's good performance for price, because I need them to play modern games at least semi-well, be able to record the gameplay of those games, and be able to edit and render video. That's not a huge requirement. The last desktop unit I had that I destroyed by trying to upgrade on my own, it was ancient and could do all that. So I'm not asking for the world when I'm asking for help. I know I can get it however much money it's going to be. Yeah, we got to try to keep the price low, but we've also got to try and make it so that it'll play modern games at least semi-well. I mean, I can't, as an example, it's like I can't play any real modern third-person shooter, and just as an example of graphic intensiveness, because this cannot do it. Anything semi-modern, a lot of things it just will not even load. It just goes into a blank screen and that's it. So, yeah. Anyway, though, I've been yammering for a long time, and now I feel like I've just been wallowing in self-pity. So if you know how to help me, that'd be awesome. If you could check out the PC Parts Picker, if you know how to make a system that looks halfway any good, screenshot that, and then my email address if you want to send that, or leave a comment on the video, that'd be awesome. And of course, if you could like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, that'd be very cool, very awesome. I would like to keep the channel going, and that'd be very, very cool. I keep shrinking in viewers, but if I can get back to doing other things, maybe I can slow down the shrinkage a little bit. And of course, I do have the GoFundMe down in the description for the computer that I've been wallowing in self-pity about. So if you could check that out, that would be awesome. Do not feel obligated at all, even in the slightest. But if you could help, that'd be awesome. But only if you can donate and it doesn't hurt. I'm not trying to hurt anyone financially. I'm not trying to grift. I'm just trying to get a computer that'll do things. So thumbs up and thank you. And if you're a Patreon patron, thumbs up and thank you so much, especially with my rent going up $100 next month. Your help is very, very appreciated. Oh, it's great. Life is wonderful. So, and it actually is. It's not bad. So I appreciate your help. You are beautiful and awesome people. Truly, truly. If you left me a comment, thumbs up and thank you as well. I read as many as YouTube shows me. I thumbs up and heart the ones that YouTube will allow me. And I answer as many as my nerve compression symptoms will allow me to type, which is not as many as I would like. But thumbs up, thank you. It is appreciated. If you have watched this far, if you could type 3x hour in the comments to show that you've watched this far, that would be very cool. Thank you, Jesse Koskinen, again. Quite often, you're the only one. Other people do periodically, but thumbs up and thank you. So, there we go. So I'm going to edit, render, upload. I'm going to turn the heat back on so my boots will hopefully dry out semi-soon so I can head out on walkies and not have wet feet. Yay. Hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. That would be very cool. And, of course, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. I used to be semi-fluent in American Sign Language, but like anything, if you don't practice, you forget. And it's been, well, like 24 years since I actually was trying to learn it. It's cool that I remember some. You take care.